What's up, guys? I've got to replace a battery in my ps5 controller, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this is not a tutorial, so if you decide to use this video as a tutorial, do so at your own risk. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead, trying to see what's in camera and what's not, so I think I'm good here. But yeah, so this was my ps5 controller that I modded. Got my 4 buttons on the back of it. It's got LEDs in it too, but I don't really use them because they eat up the battery. They're really cool. I mean, it's fine. I'm trying to think. It's all extreme rate components, so the 4 button thing is honestly worth it, and the soldering is not bad as long as you take your time. It's not that big of a deal. But you don't have to solder it. You can just you can avoid soldering it if you don't want to have touchpad and like L3 and R3 on the buttons. So soldering is technically optional. But yeah, let's try and get this thing apart. I'm really excited. Tonight is the last night in the house for me and my wife before the baby comes. We're going to the hospital tomorrow, and baby Vinny, he will be born. And if I said I wasn't freaking out, I'd be lying to you, because I'm freaking out really hard. But also I'm really excited because, dude, I'm having a baby. We're having a baby. We're having a boy. Alright, so to the best of my knowledge that I can remember, you just pull the faceplate off, which it's relatively easy. It just unclips and pulls out of these slots. Again, this is not a tutorial. This is more me giving commentary on the video. But yeah, this is an extreme rate shell also, with the extreme rate buttons, and everything but these sticks is really nice. And this controller's really grimy, but I play NHL 25 a lot with my buddies, and if you guys have ever played that game, it is murder on sticks. And playing that, I tore the rubber on this, so I'm going to replace it with the factory rubber, or factory sticks. But yeah, let's see. Also, what do I got to pull out? I got to pull out L1. If I can remember how to do this. L1 pops out. R1 pops out. Yep. And with the extreme rate mod, you have to take this off too. And this is scary, because you kind of have to give it the business. There we go. Sweet. Okay, so I've got all my buttons still on there. But yeah, I got the metal one, and it's really nice. I like it a lot. This is not a sponsored ad. This is just me saying that the extreme rate stuff is good stuff. Alright, so now, if you have the extreme rate controller mod, you probably already know this, but we got to pull these 2 screws off the daughter board. Set those there. Here's where it gets a little scary. Okay, so unclip that. That comes off. Alright. Yeah, now I should be able to undo the screws. I'm not gonna lie, I have a video pulled up. Who is this? This is a video from Techmark Gaming that if I hit a pickle, I'll pull up his video shout out to him. This video is pretty high quality and pretty straight to the point. So it is. If you're doing this, if you're replacing a battery, I will link his video in the description so you can check that out. But yeah, I know my content is geared, the shorts and retro gaming stuff. I feel like we're an older crowd. So all my old heads that are watching this, you got any pointers on having a kid? Because I'm all ears. At work today, I was taking out boxes, and there was a dude in the parking lot. He was putting his daughter in the car, and I guess I was just staring pretty hard. I didn't even realize it. And he just looked up and goes, "Hey, dude." And I go, "Hey, man." I said, "Do you have any pointers to about to be dad?" Oh, sorry, bump that. And he goes, "Dude, take a deep breath and just enjoy it." And that seems to be the consensus from all my family and all my friends that have kids. They always say, don't go too fast, just kind of slow down and just enjoy everything. So I think that's going to be the game plan. But yeah, I have this this thing where I'm like, do I want to put the baby on the internet? Do I want people to see his face? Oh, next step, just pop the bottom plastic off. I've got this little spudger that does it. It comes in the Extreme Rate kit too. But yeah, do I want to put the baby on the internet yet? If I start doing shorts with him in it, will I just put like a balaclava on him? And go in and just like blur his face? At this point in our lives, I don't know if it really makes a difference. I feel like anybody can look up anything anyway, so I don't know. Alright, trying to remember. Okay, that's popped. I think it pops here as well. Might have to consult the video. I'm going to consult his video. Alright, so he's taking the faceplate off, removing buttons, removing screws. We remove screws. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go. So at the 1 minute 50 seconds, he's showing, oh, that's what I'm missing. Okay, cool. So in his video, I'm a wiser man than me when it comes to this stuff. Pointed out that you have to pop these tabs. Let's pop these tabs. All right. Let's see. This is so scary to me. I don't want to mess up my controller. Yeah, I'm the one who took it apart and modded it in the first place. But I'm so forgetful that I'm like, I can't remember what was did. There we go. Cool. Nice. Yeah, there's the guts of the Extreme Rate mod there. It's kind of a thing, but it's not bad. Pull that. Then should be able to just unclip the battery from here. All this wiring here, because normally it plugs right here is where your battery plugs in, but with the LED mod, I've got all this extra shit. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to set that there. How do I take, I have to look up another video. BDM030 stick placement. But yeah, what do you guys play on PS5? Right now we are mainly playing Helldivers, but well, we swap back and forth between Helldivers and what you call it, and NHL. Dang, I gotta do all that to take the top off. Do I want to replace the stick? I do want to replace the stick, but that is gonna be a thing. Let's scrub through this video. Disconnect the main board. Okay. Dang it. I didn't want to have to do all this, but that's what I'm going to have to do. So, this screw comes out right here. Yeah, now I remember, kind of. The screw comes out. Wait, do I have to do that? Can I just pull it? Yeah, I have to do that. I gotta take the speaker out, which the speaker is a pain in the butt. It's a major pain in the butt. Okay, got that off. Now I think I have to pull these cables, or these ribbon cables, off. Pull this one off. I've worked on old school controllers, and this compared to old school controllers is so ridiculous, because old school controller is just a handful of sensors and that's basically it. Alright, what am I missing? Gotta pull this. Yeah, there we go. And then take these off. I'm pretty sure I just pulled up, right? I don't know, y'all tell me. Yeah, there we go. If you get the Extreme Rate kit, shell kit, just put your own sticks, put the stock sticks back on there, because the rubber on the Extreme Rate ones kind of blows. Everything else is awesome, but the sticks are just not good. Okay. There we go. Now comes the fun part. Get all the ribbon cables back out of the way. Alright, she snapped in. Now let's go ahead, put the ribbon cables back in. Thankfully, the ribbon cables are pretty easy. The only one that is a bitch, and it is in every sense of the word a bitch, is... Oh wait, I'll show you this. So if you do the Extreme Rate mod and you want to use your touchpad and L and R, then you have to solder in this red wire, and that goes to your touchpad, and then you solder it onto the ribbon wire here, and then you have to solder on this ribbon cable to these spots. This is specifically for the 030 controller. But yeah, it's really simple soldering. As far as soldering goes, the hardest part of doing the mod is just taking this thing apart. And in the scheme of taking things apart, it's not that bad. Okay, I gotta get that. Go ahead and put that on there. Okay. Probably should have cleaned up all that crap around the sticks, but it's fine. Let's screw this dude back in. That dude's in. Oh, speaker is in the wrong spot. Don't want the speaker there, or the microphone, whatever that one is. See, I put it underneath there. That is a mistake. So let's loosen this again. Tighten this back up. Check the ribbon cables again. Those are good. Now, fight with the speaker or mic or whatever the hell this thing is and try and get it in the right spot. I guess I should do it this way so you can actually see what I'm messing up right now. Okay. Nice. That wasn't bad. Sweet. This is my replacement battery. I got it from iFixit. Linus Tech Tips talks about iFixit, so it's got to be good. And just make sure this fucking rat's nest of bullshit is put in the right spot. Which way are my ears? My ears being these little tabs here, if you can see them. Little tabs. Make sure they go the right way, because technically this will only plug in one way. And we're just gonna lay that right back there. And I've taken this thing apart a few times, so my sticky tape, oh, it actually stuck. Okay, cool. Let's see, what am I messing up here? Oh, I see what I did. All right, so after you get it together, go ahead and take it apart, because you forgot to do something. So we'll take that apart. And this is a lot easier if you pay attention and don't do like I'm doing and just like forget to do things. There we go. That should, will that work? Yeah, that should work. There we go. Okay, try and get that dude back in position. That's in position. Let's go ahead, plug our battery back up. I should title this video something like fucking up a perfectly good PS5 controller. So all this crap down. Take this ribbon cable, because it's sticky on one side, stick it to the top of the battery. And these little ribbon slots here, those of you that have messed with this kind of stuff before know this, but some people might not. They have this little flap that you have to flap up. And you put your ribbon cable in. And when it's in and sat all the way, make sure it's sat, then you just flip that little dude down. It just locks it in place. Easy. Alright. Let's try and stuff that somewhere. Put it somewhere where it's definitely going to get pinched and broken. And then I'm going to be like, what the F is wrong with my controller? That's part of the process. And then you got to think to yourself, is this the battery I took out? Or is this the new battery? Kind of have a small panic attack there. It's all part of the process. And then you forget how this all came apart. Punch that ribbon cable through. And then check for all the stuff that you forgot. That is about to just get like smashed into oblivion. Yep, forgot everything. Everything's about to get smashed into oblivion. The controller's never going to work again. Again, this is all part of the process. Realize that your controller is actually on, and you're probably fucking around on your PS5 right now and you don't even realize it. Alright, all this clips together. It's all clipped. It's all clipped. 6 feel like shit. Definitely did something wrong. Something clicked. Don't know what that was. So something's still clicking. Oh, something's broke. Yep, something's definitely broke there. All jokes aside, that's fucked up. And then you have to come to a point where you're like, is that okay? Do I want to fuck with it anymore? The answer is most of the time, no. I don't want to fuck with it anymore. Or, second option is, can I fucking just make it work and I don't have to fuck with it anymore? The answer is usually no. The answer is usually needs to be replaced. And that sucks because you just put your controller together. Rob this one off my original white shell. Get really frustrated because you have to undo everything you just did. All part of the process. If you miss any of these steps, I can't guarantee that your controller will work. Or if you miss one of these steps, your controller will probably work. Again, this is not a tutorial. Do not recommend doing any of the stuff I'm doing right now. At some point, there is a step that most people don't really talk about, and it's integral to a lot of mods. It's when you take whatever you're working on and you throw it at the wall as hard as you can. Chunk the dog shit out of it. It's an important part of the process. Alright, come on now. Another optional part of the process is maybe go smoke a cigarette. Have a shot of booze, drink beer. It's just part part of the process. All right. All right, so just to not miss a step, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Oh, poison. All right, we're back at it. Now you undo all the stuff you just did. At this point, you're probably getting frustrated. So if you're gonna fuck something up, at this point in time, this is the best time to fuck something up if you decide to fuck something up. You've already reached peak frustration. You're treading on anger instead of frustration. So now is when you really want to take it to the next level. Let's see, let's unplug this. What does this do? I don't know. Let's unplug it. See what the fuck happens. No, guess what? We actually just decided we don't have to unplug that, and that's fine. Now let's see. What's fucked up? That's fucked up. Alright. Yeah, that is from playing hockey. 1000%. That is me doing a slap shot in NHL 25 and being like, why does my controller feel funny? That's what that is. Alright, how do I do this? Do I come in? I think I come in from the bottom. It's best to do stuff like this when there's loose wires everywhere, so that you really maximize your chances of just fucking something up. That's really common misconception with the modding stuff is you're not trying to make stuff work better. You're just trying to create problems for yourself. So again, that's an integral part to this, is just really creating as many issues for yourself. Life is too easy. Bills are too easy to pay. You really have to turn as much stuff as you have control over into just like hard mode. We're talking Dark Souls level of difficulty. How the F? Okay, so another part of this is try really hard to do something one way and then realize you actually needed to do it the other way. Again, integral part of the process. Working on tech is less like working on tech and more like art. Talking really experimental art that nobody really appreciates or gets because it just actually just kind of sucks. Alright, now I've reached the part where for a split second I was pretty positive I was doing it wrong. And then I realized that I was in fact doing it wrong. Let's see. Where's this go? How's that go in there? Does that go like that? At this point, I'm not even watching the video that I recommended, even though it's a very good video, and y'all should check it out if you're doing this, and just don't do basically everything I'm doing. Yeah, at this point I'm getting distracted. I don't even know what the fuck's going on right now. I don't even smoke cigarettes anymore, and I'm like, you know what? This is a perfect time to go smoke a cigarette and just never finish this project. Just stack it on top of all the other shit that I've started and just decided that maybe I don't need that in my life. Cool. Alright, let's see. Oh. Alright, we're repeating step 7. Forget to do stuff. And then get past it and remember to do it. And then have to go back and redo it because you forgot it. That's a... Alright, there we go. Go ahead and mark that off the list of things that are just part of the process. We're back at the... What the fuck does this do? How do I put it back together? Yeah, sometimes you get lucky and things just work. Can't explain it. Don't know how it works. Don't know which God I've found favor with that allowed that to happen, but hey, sometimes it happens. It's these small moments that you cherish. Small victories. Alright, let's go. Let's see. Put ribbon cables back in. At this point, if you did step 7.3a, you know, you got an alcoholic beverage, you might be filling it. That is, again, just part of the process. Adds a little bit of chaos. Everyone knows that chaos is good. If you're playing 40K, if you know anything about 40K, you know chaos is good. Alright. Now's the time where you have a slight bit of panic because you kind of forgot what the fuck you're doing to begin with. Alright, now's the time you kind of remember what you're doing but don't know how to do it. Yep, that's broken. That's 100% broken. This controller will never work again. Guaranteed. 1,000% never work again. In the shooting world, there's a saying, aim small, miss small. In the modding community, I would like to propose a saying, expect little, get little. Then if you get a lot, then you've won. You did it. Congratulations. It's all about keeping your expectations low. That way when something happens and it's good, then you're like, yeah, that's good. I'm going to go ahead and repeat step 6. Forget to do something. Yep. I'm really good at step 6. Really good at the forgetting to do something. Let's see. Alright. And remember that if you pull on something and it doesn't budge, just pull harder. You should probably be pulling even harder if it doesn't budge. That is the controller's way of telling you, or whatever you're working on's way of telling you that you're not applying enough force. And few people know this, that it applies more if it's more delicate. The more delicate it is, the more force you need. That is just common knowledge in the modding community. We talk about it on Reddit a lot. You'll see lots of posts about that on r/soldering. Alright, let's see. Okay, sweet. Let's flip this little dude. Flip it again because it fell. And try and get the ribbon cable in there. The effects of whatever stuff I said drinking was are taking effect, so fine motor skills are kind of going out the window. It's all part of the process, though. Alright, now look around. I think I mentioned earlier, really want to make sure if there's a bunch of small wires, you position them in a way that you just pinch the absolute dog shit out of them whenever you put everything back together. Really want to do that. Okay, let's see what happens. That's fun. That's something that's fun. Glad that's happening. Glad that microphone's coming out. I use a headset. I don't need this microphone. Or this speaker. I have a TV set. I don't need sound coming out of my controller. Fucking technology bitches. Alright, what am I missing? That's a good crunch. At this point, when it crunches like that, you really know that you have absolutely forgot to move something. And it is now, you have sealed it. You have sealed your fate. This will never work again. And that is ultimately the goal. Because I don't even like playing with my friends on PlayStation. So I need an excuse not to. So if I fix my controller in a way that prevents me from playing with my friends, I mean, that's a win-win. All right. And fine motor skills are kind of a thing right now. Oh, that fell down somewhere. This is what I need. This is another key part of the process. But yeah, what have you worked on lately? All right. All right, what time is it? We're at just about the 40-minute mark of this process. And I'm going to say, if you've made it this far, go ahead, comment, hey Glenn, I made it this far. You told me to comment when I made it this far, but I didn't know why. And the reason why, if you are in the United States, if you've made it this far and you comment, hey Glenn, I made it this far. Now, if there's one of you, then you get it. If there's multiple of you, then we'll figure that out. But if you made it this far and you comment that you've made it this far, I will send you a horror VHS of my own selecting. Can't guarantee it'll be good. It might be terrible. But I will send it to you for free. And if you don't have any VHS tapes, then maybe that could be a start to your collection. So yeah, at this point, comment, "Hey Glenn, I made it this far," and I will send you a tape for free. I'll just need to know your address. Otherwise, I'll just send it out into the ethers and I won't know where the hell it went. And then you'll comment, "Hey Glenn, I never got my tape that you said I could have." And I'll be like, "You never gave me your address, so I just fucking sent it." But yeah, if it's multiple people, if it's more than 3 of you that say that comment that, 3 of you will get horde tapes, and the rest of you might just get Disney tapes and bubble cases. Because I really don't know how many extra horror tapes we have in the collection. But yeah, do that if you made it this far. Now's a good time to forget how to clip this together. Alright, just remembered how to clip that together. Cool. Controller's turning on. That's a bad sign. You didn't do your job right. The controller is appearing to work. It's not a good sign. Faceplate back on. Clip it all into place. It's all clipped in place. I don't have any screws left over. That's cool. Sometimes you do. And again, if you have screws left over, that's just part of the process. Forget which way to put your sticks or your triggers. Cool. And then this is the moment where I'm going to get really upset. Hold this button to test it. Holy crap. Okay, so this light, if you hold that button and it shows a solid red LED, that means you actually didn't break your controller. If it strobes, well, you got other problems. And I'm not going to explain how to fix those at this point in time. But yeah, cool. Now I just got to go see if it works. And I'm not going to show that part. But yeah, there you go. Good luck with if you decide to use any of that information. Just don't. Yeah, don't use any of this as educational. Yeah. Again, if you've made it this far, say, "Hey Glenn, I made it to the end of your video. It was a fucking long video and you just ranted the whole time. Send me my VHS tape." And I'll be like, "All right, sweet. Send me your shipping info and I will send the tape to you." All right. Fuzzy out. See y'all.